India and China to hold their fourth Corps Commanders meeting tomorrow. Indian Army officer challenges Facebook ban in court. Indian Army to buy a second batch of 72,000 6-hour assault rifles. A fire has raged for over 24 hours on board a US light aircraft carrier at San Diego Naval Base. And authorities on the Japanese island of Okinawa are horrified after more than 60 US Marines are infected with the novel coronavirus. It's Monday, the 13th of July. I'm Saurabh Joshi, and you're listening to StratPost Daily. The next round of the Corps Commanders meet between the Indian Army and the Chinese PLA is set to take place at Chushul tomorrow. This will be the fourth round of talks on disengagement and de-escalation in eastern Ladakh between India's 14th Corps Commander Lieutenant General Harinder Singh and China's South Xinjiang Military District Commander Major General Liu Lin after the last round held on the 30th of June. The working mechanism for consultation and coordination on India-China border affairs between the two foreign ministries to discuss the disengagement and de-escalation process took place on Friday, and the Corps Commanders meet is intended to follow up on the WMCC meeting with agreements for practical measures to be taken on the ground. A major focus of the meeting is expected to be the continued Chinese presence at Finger 4 at Pangong Tso. An Indian Army officer has filed a writ petition in the Delhi High Court challenging the ban on the use of social media by Army personnel. The serving Lieutenant Colonel, who is posted in Jammu and Kashmir, has questioned the Army's move to ban personnel from owning and maintaining Facebook accounts. A recent order directed all Army personnel to delete their Facebook accounts as part of a ban on 89 social media, messaging, dating, file sharing, and e-commerce websites and platforms. The officer says the direction to soldiers to delete their accounts on Facebook is illegal, arbitrary, disproportionate, violates the fundamental rights of soldiers, including but not limited to the freedom of speech and expression, the right to life, and the right to privacy guaranteed under the Constitution. The officer also says the ban on using social networking platforms and the order to delete accounts will do more harm than good in addressing the issue of data and security breaches contemplated by the Director General of Military Intelligence. The Indian Army is picking up a second batch of 72,000 6-hour assault rifles. The earlier order for a similar number of weapons at a cost of 647 crore rupees or $85 million is expected to be completed later this year. These weapons are earmarked for use by frontline combat troops, especially those serving in the Northern Army. A factory for the Kalashnikov AK-203 has been planned in Amethi for several years now. It has not become operational so far because of disagreement on price for the almost 700,000 rifles that the Army intends to order. A fire on board a US Navy amphibious assault ship, the USS Bonhomme Richard at San Diego Naval Base, has raged for over a day, breaking out on Sunday morning local time. According to the US Navy, 2 helicopters are employed in water bucket aerial firefighting operations in addition to firefighting efforts by base personnel and the local fire department. The US Navy has reported 57 injured so far, and all personnel have been evacuated and accounted for. Although the cause of the fire is not clear, an explosion was reported within the warship on Sunday. The Bonhomme Richard is a Wasp-class amphibious assault ship that can deploy landing forces and also operate as a light aircraft carrier. Dozens of US Marines have been infected with the novel coronavirus on the Japanese island of Okinawa, horrifying local authorities. The island, which has so far had only 150 infections, is a base to around 25,000 US military personnel, who are often a source of irritation and annoyance and a target of criticism from local authorities and residents for being socially disruptive. Local authorities believe in this instance that US personnel have not taken the pandemic seriously enough and want tougher preventive measures after more than 60 US Marines were found infected. That's all I have today. If you like this podcast, consider subscribing to it on Apple Podcasts or Google Podcasts. If you're active on social media, don't forget to follow StratPost on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, and LinkedIn to make sure you don't miss anything. I'll be back tomorrow with the latest on StratPost Daily.